All right.
Sleep is all outdoors.
Okay. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rachak, Barash.
Ba'ashai.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yesharala that rule well. And salutations to you, Akim, out in the highways and the byways, preaching his word in truth and in sincerity. To you, brothers, we say shalom. This is the Brother Shakal,
His brother Asha.
This is brother Yaya.
out here from the GMS Chicago camp, coming at you with another lesson. And basically, what we're going to touch on, me and the brother, we were just chopping it up before we started the lesson. And man, and just like any and other brothers that I spoke to, and I'm pretty sure you brothers have spoken and heard the same thing. We're tired of this place, man. We want Isa to just just get out of here. We want rest. We want health. We want peace. We want to stop living from paycheck to paycheck. We want to stops. Continuously. Starting all over. And and uh and we're ready, man. But hey, we have to, at the same time, we have to remain patient, realize that it's almost that time, and it's until the Lord comes back that all this is gonna end, man. So right now we just gotta endure. But man, shit, we're ready, man. If you could start, I think it's in Daniel. They shall wear out the saints.
Uh, Daniel 7:25.
Because if you think just because you're not in actual slavery with chains and all that, you got a 9 to 5, that if you think that you're better off, or at least it's not slavery. Like, no, this is still slavery, man. You got to go to work. If you don't go to work, they'll suspend you, or penalize you. If you do keep doing it, they'll fire you, and you could have legit reasons of why you couldn't make it to work or whatever the case. So we got to constantly go through all that shit, constantly work, numerous hours, just to make ends meet. And then as soon as we think we're going to have a break, this payment comes, Isa hires a mortgage, the taxes, and all this other bullshit, man. So, hey, we're worn out. We need the Lord to come back as soon as possible.
Yeah, because it's only gonna get worse. And like you saying, Jake out here working 2 and 3 and 4 jobs just to make ends meet, and still behind. Yeah, go ahead.
And these fucking Edomites, these CEOs and all that, making all this money, they could actually pay their workers more, but yet they're not doing it, man, because he's a devil, and that's why he needs to he's got to go, man.
Facts.
Yeah, according to the law, man, we're supposed to get paid daily, not weekly, or especially not bi-weekly.
Facts.
He doesn't even do that.
You're right.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they should be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Right. And who's the number one nation who speaks great things against the Heavenly Father, who goes as far to even consider himself as God, based on the actions and how he moves around earth? Who else changed the times and made the whole world follow, which I believe now is the Gregorian calendar, and changed months and how you count months, years, weeks, days. That's none only but Esau Edom, man, the self-proclaimed white man. He's the only one that's done that, and like it says right there, he's wearing out the saints, which the saints are what the real Israelites that the Bible speak of, man, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you speckled birds who might look like the other nations, but your spirit resonates back to these scriptures,
right?
And your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's wearing us out, man. And he's not being fair. He's overusing us. Now motherfuckers have to keep on working. They can't retire. The right way. There's still 80, 70-year-old Jakes out there still going to work.
Yeah, man.
This is the fucking devil, man. He's wearing us out. But hey, the Lord is almost here. So, hey, all we gotta do is just endure a little bit longer, man. But he is gonna pay for using and abusing us, man.
Yeah, man. And that's what exactly what it is. And that's what we're waiting on. What you got?
I have Baruch.
Go ahead.
This is Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our power. So, we still subject to payments, man. We have to pay the bills. Well, they have to pay the bills, the lights, and all these funds and all this debt that we have to pay constantly throughout life, man. Because the way Esau got it set up, you're born in debt, man. You got parents, generational debt, man, that we just suffering through it, and we just have to keep enduring until the Lord gets them out of the way, man. Because right now we still in slavery, man. We gotta wake up every morning and do something that we don't want to do, so we can just put food on the table, man.
Yeah, they get it right back. Everything you work for, they get it right back. You know what I mean? Your food. You go to work and you got to give them all the money right back for your food, your house, your car, everything. So you still are in slavery. You know what I mean? And you go, and that's just let you know how real it is. So everything you get, you give it right back to them. We still got to get that scripture. We got to go to him for the one of all things, which means we still in captivity. We tired of this devil, man. But I want to grab this Haggai right quick. 1-6. It says, "You have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. You are clothed, but there is no warm. And he that earns wages to put into it a bag with holes." And that's why we tired of this devil, man. You know what I mean? Jake, like you said earlier, Chicago, brothers doing everything they can to get by and still behind. It's a vicious cycle. And like you said, you can't even retire with this devil because they're so greedy, like you were talking about earlier. They just want to keep stealing money. It's like, how much do you need, man? What was CEO making $1 billion and not paying taxes, and Jake making $5 an hour and they taking $3.95 in taxes?
Man.
Yeah, we being taxed all over the place, and they not even supposed to tax you your wages. You're supposed to be taxed on earnings. So these devils are getting away with everything, man. Literally, you know what I mean? They just, you name it, they getting away with it, man, because it's in the power of their hands. And that's why another reason why the Lord got to come take this devil out. Because he is in the power of his hands, and he's insatiable with his power. He's going, he don't care. He don't care if you go ahead.
Yeah, no, hey, shit. Sometimes it'd be like you be thinking to yourself, like, man, I see why motherfuckers go out and rob and do all this shit to, to get by, man. Because, I mean, we're not gonna do that because we ultimately trust in how shy, man. But you could kind of make sense of it, man. Because how crazy this shit is, man. Jake, man, literally lives paycheck to paycheck. One paycheck missed, it puts you in a whole jam, man.
Yeah, it's all over with. One paycheck miss, get fired from the job, like you say, you running late because unforeseen circumstance happens, and this devil don't have no mercy. You know what I'm saying?
Can you get our I think it's in Lamentations, our next under persecution, and we have no rest. So hey, you got to be a fool thinking that you're free and to just accept it as the way life is, and oh well. No, man, it's not supposed to be like this, man. Esau Edom set it up like this so he could stay on top and we could stay working.
This is Lamentations 5 and 5.
Let's start up.
Okay, let's start at 1.
Let's see. Five and I'm sorry.
Lamentations 5.
Yeah, I don't know why it took me there. Hold on. Yeah.
Lamentations 5:1. Remember, O Yahweh, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our house is to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us.
Right. Everything is priced. You know, back in the day, you could just go to the lake, you know, and get some water.
Right.
Go to the springs and all that. But now even water is you have to buy it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and that's crazy, man. I remember one of the brothers. He had said, man, he's like, man, the first time I seen a water bottle in a store, I started laughing. Like these motherfuckers selling bottled water. You know, now it's so much that you just like whatever you think is normal, but that's not normal, man. We're supposed to be able to go and get our own shit, man. Not buy it from him. But hey, he does that so he could have complete control over us, man. But hey, like we said, man, he's gonna have to pay for all this, and that time is soon, man. The fact that these prophecies are manifesting the way they are, it shows that we're at the end when we're almost out of here, man. So yeah, hey, we're fed up and all that, but we just gotta endure a little bit longer, man. And the brothers I've been speaking to, man, it's always like, man, when is Esau just gonna do some shit? So he could just he could just say, or we could get into a time where we just don't go back to work,
Yeah.
Verse 5. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
We labor and have no rest, man. Even when you take the vacations, if they give you any,
Right. If you got time, right.
That shit, the little bit that they even give you, that shit goes by quick. Now you got to go back to work. We have no rest here, man. We got to constantly, if we want a roof over our head, clothes and all that, we got to constantly, keep working, man. And like I said, most Jake live paycheck to paycheck, so we can't miss a day. Sometimes, hey, shit, you got a fever, you fucking sprain your ankle or whatever, but you got no choice but to go, or else you're gonna be in a bigger jam.
Yeah.
That's our life here, man. And it's crazy that some of you Jakes, just think that's okay.
Yeah.
That's how you don't have a king like mentality, man. That's what we're supposed to have. You're supposed to be mad that you're going through all this, man. Because this is not normal. This is not the way it's supposed to be. The earth was made so that we could enjoy it. So each and every single creature here could take part of it, man.
Yeah.
Go get their own water. Go, get their own food.
Yep. We had wells. In the ancient world, we had our own wells for our water. We had our vines. We had our livestock. We had everything in abundance. This devil, we came into captivity. This devil that put the kibosh on every damn thing. So it's even illegal for you to, to do this stuff. So if you're trying to, get some water, stuff like that, you can't do it in the city.
Rainwater, yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck are you, man? But
right. And then you plant your seeds in those big fields, and they throw their seeds in there and take over your field. They've been doing stuff like that. They burn the farmers' stuff up. If you don't play ball with this devil, they run you out of business.
Right, and that's why you have to understand. If you are an Israelite, you have to understand that that's not the way it's supposed to be, and you have to do the work of the Lord so that we could be saved in the first go around and ultimately enter into that rest and live life as it was meant to be, man. But we won't get there, and make it the first go around if we're appeased here, if we're okay, if we're counting this as our rest,
right?
Can you? I think it's Lamentations 2. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Because that's how people act, man. They're okay with this, man. It's so crazy that there was a time where the brothers were speaking to this Jake, and then they were telling him about the kingdom of heaven and all this, and the scriptures breaking them down. The nigga had the nerve to say, "Well, is there gonna be jobs in the kingdom?" Like, what? You still want to work? But that's how lost our people are, man, and that's how much we feel that we're okay with just being at the bottom, man, and that's not right.
Yeah, man. And that's the problem, you know what I mean? You're right.
This is Jeremiah 2:14.
Side of 13.
Jeremiah 2:13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Right. So ultimately, as us forsaking the Lord, His way, His truth, and leaning onto other things that really, have no benefit for us. These broken cisterns, they hold no water, so these ways are useless to us.
Right.
And part of the reason why we're going through the things that we're going through is because we sinned against our Heavenly Father.
Yep.
But Esau Edom also, like the scriptures say, it says he furthered the affliction. Yeah. So he went overboard, so to speak, than what he was supposed to do.
Yep.
He got, like I said, 70, 80-year-olds still working.
Facts.
So he's still, even though we deserve this, he's still gonna pay for what he's doing to us, man.
Verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Right. And no, we're not. We're a nation of kings and priests. We're a holy people, man. A people that's supposed to be, above all nations of the earth. But our people are so far gone. They act and they're okay with, like, with being on the bottom, being a servant. As long as they're okay with just getting a 401k.
Right.
They're okay for you got there. Jobs, you have to work 10 years in order for you to get 3-week vacation.
Crazy, man.
10 years, man.
Crazy.
But Jake is okay with that, man. So it looks like that's what Jake was built for, man. But hey, we're here to tell you that that's not the case. And if you still want to be continuing that mindset, then hey, you're gonna get destroyed along with Esau Edom, man, and these other nations.
I got one right quick. You got one?
No.
This is Isaiah 47. I'm gonna start in 6 right quick, right? This is Isaiah 47 and 6. It says, "For I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into the hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke." And that's what this devil has done. You know what I mean? He like you said earlier, he don't give a damn about the young or the old or none of the Israelites. His job, like you said, he went above and beyond and showed no mercy, man. And he's showing no mercy now. He don't care.
Yeah, he's actually getting worse.
He's getting worse, right? He got a short time, so he's picking up the steam, man. And Jake is in the middle of that getting ran over, and he's showing it every day. I got did a video earlier. It showed how many since Trump got in office, how many Jakes he fired, laid off, got rid of, and you know what I mean. And then taking out whole departments, Department of Education, and all the government jobs. He forced Jake into early retirement and getting rid of them. So he is really out of control, man. He's not gonna stop. There's so many people, and they're not even talking about how many unemployment. And Jake is grossly underpaid and unemployed. So it's getting so bad out here They go in there selling the plasma centers every day, man. And they making America like a third world country, man.
Right, yeah, Jay. That's another thing. Jay got to do all this extra shit just to make ends meet. One of them is selling their plasma.
Yeah, selling their
You know?
plasma.
Hey,
Taking their kids to the damn pawn shop, damn
That
near
was
ready
a-
to pawn their kids. That's next.
I was about to say that, man. Who's mainly at the pawn shops, man? You don't see Esau Edom going in there trying to, it's mainly us, and if we go there, it's to what? Because we need money for
Right.
some other shit.
Exactly.
Half of the time, people don't want to sell it, but they have to because they need money to make ends meet.
Right.
This is one of all things.
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 28, and I'll start verse 47. Deuteronomy 28 and 47. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou suffer thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So, Khan, we go to him for the one of all things, man. Anything we need, everything that we want, we got to go to him for, man. To get more money, to get food, to get water, to get all the necessities for life, to even live, we got to go to him, man.
Yeah. He makes all the cars, makes all the computers, he makes all the telephones, he has all the food in the grocery stores. He literally has everything that Jake need. That's why we're telling y'all dumb butts we still in slavery. You go to work and then you got to give him everything back so you can barely survive.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we just listed, you got to go to him to get it. And then if you do by chance make something, he gonna steal that anyway. Like Jake be inventing stuff, Esau come and lump him upside the head and buy him out.
Yeah.
He's a greedy man, and he's insatiable. You know what I mean? And we just a part of his prize. Scripture say, gather all nations to himself and can't be satisfied, man. And we are one of the nations that he gathered.
Yeah. Yeah. If you could get Jeremiah 15:33, pressed together.
Yeah.
That's Israel specifically. That's the main ones who are out here in these factories, in these kitchens. We're the main laborers, man.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Yeah, there you go. And to this day, they refuse to let us go, man. They still want to, keep us here to, as slaves, man.
Yeah. And they show that everywhere you go. You got to have your ID. Your ID. You can't travel around without your ID. That's the same papers they was issuing in slavery. You got to have your ID to go here. You can't leave the country without your ID. It's the same slave papers, the documents. You can't go anywhere without their permission. You can't literally leave the country or get on a plane without their permission.
Yep.
You got to go through checkout, go to the airport. Obviously, you want to fly on a plane, but if you decide to leave the country, Jake ain't got no money for no private jet. He got to still go check out and give him his documents to leave. And then you got to give him your documents if you come to come back.
Yeah, hey, back in the day, all you had to do is just if you had a ship, if you had everything you needed to travel, you just got on that ship and left.
Right.
And whenever you reached the other land, you might have had a piece of paper,
right,
so you could show, where you're from and that you came in peace. But that's about it. But not no passport and fucking. And if you don't have it now, and we have to put you under arrest until we figure out who you are. And man,
right.
Esau set it up that way, man, because he, at the end of the day, he wants to be like the Most High, man.
Facts.
And another thing, a lot of these people think, you just gotta work hard and you're gonna end up making it. No, man. Esau Edom did not work hard at all, and this nigga is rich. He sold you that illusion so you could stay in that rat race, man.
Exactly. You and Jake on that motherfucking hamster wheel running around, and they done bought into the lies and the hypocrisy. It's just crazy, like the Jake is just dumb, man. He is, the Lord, it's crazy because you're right. They just still voting. You've been voting your whole life, and they still in power. So what does your vote get you? They have never left their authority. You know what I mean? They are still in charge of everything. So your vote meant nothing. And like you're saying, you work hard for him. You know what I mean? You still got to go to him and get approved for a loan. That's if he want to give you the loan.
Mm-hmm.
So you can work your ass off, do everything they tell you, and at the end of the day, they gonna take your shit. Look at Prince, Michael Jackson, so many other people, shit they didn't took. Come on, man. These people are dumb as hell. You think Michael Jackson didn't work hard? You don't think Prince worked hard? And they still took their stuff. What are you saying? Mm-hmm. Work hard is not the solution in somebody else's environment who gonna take your stuff.
Yeah.
All the inventions Jake made. Jake worked hard and created everything. They created the patent office and stole all their stuff. Well, stop playing, man.
Yeah.
This is how delusional our people are. They really think you're gonna get a fair deal here. The fair deal you're getting is them going in your pocket.
Right.
They speaking peacefully to you while they're going in your pocket, sticking you up. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Just sign right here.
Right.
We're gonna take good care of you,
man.
And they moving you out of your mansion into a project, from a project into a jail cell because you didn't go along with the plan. You woke up like, damn, y'all just took everything I had. I just signed my life away. Jake is dumb, man.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's why the Lord is gonna have to no choice but to destroy them right along with Esau, man, because they're okay with this shit.
Yeah.
They're okay being, trusting in oppression. But if you could get we could wrap it up. But if you brothers got anything else, but I wanted to get two last ones. James 5, the cry of those that have reaped down your fields.
God. You'll start at 1, James.
This is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Which is really Esau Edom, the rich man.
Yeah.
Howl and weep because the payback is coming. Everything you trusted in, all the riches you unlawfully and wickedly got, all that is not going to help you. It's going to fail.
Yeah.
So, payback is soon to come for everything, for the way you treated the Lord's people, man. And many other reasons, but mainly that, man. Which means our rest is soon to come as well.
Facts.
Back to verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped and entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Yeah, and that's mainly Jake, man. So the Lord is hearing, our prayers, man. He's seen that we're sighing and crying, just like in Egypt. And in Egypt, when Pharaoh was wickedly and rigorously, afflicting us and put us in a heavy servitude, the Lord heard our cries, and eventually he came and delivered us out. And that's literally what's happening right now. But the fact that these prophecies are manifesting the way they are proves that we're at the end, meaning the Lord is almost here, and He's hearing us, man. This is why us as well, we gotta cry out. We gotta seek the Lord, man. We gotta show Him we want to get out of here. Let Him know we're tired of this place.
Right.
Because if we're okay with it, like these other Jakes, then we're gonna end up getting destroyed.
Exactly.
You know, and us showing them that hey, the Lord, you know, he'll hear us and he'll come. You know, he'll come for us, man. And it's only a matter of time now, man.
Facts. Where you stop at?
Verse 4.
Go down some more.
Verse 5. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanting. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you.
Yep. God. Go ahead, Chicago.
God, well, yeah, there you go. And that's the other things he's done to us, man, done against us. And because of that, hey, he's going to have to pay, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, we just wanted it, you know, everything is in the Lord's time, but we're ready to go now, man. I just can't wait until, you know, we hear on the news like, oh, you know, nobody can go to work now because of this, that, or man, I'm gonna be, you know,
like man,
happy than a motherfucker, you know.
Right. We was almost there with these gas prices. Motherfucker, they said they had no gas in California. So, like you said, you know, it's itching closer and closer to the breaking point. You follow? Because this wicked devil, like you said, he's not gonna stop, man. You know what I mean? And that's why we need to get out of here. Scripture said no flesh will be saved because he ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean? He's gonna continue to persecute the poor because we're not for his turn. You know what I mean? And we just want the Lord to come back and get us out of here, man. You know,
that's
these other Jakes, it's on, like you said, it's only a matter of time for they turn to make a wrong turn and they get locked up in the system. You know, and that's what's happening to them. These Jakes is on a long leash. You see, they done locked Diddy up, got R. Kelly locked up. These Jakes, you know, out here, these YNs, you're on a short leash. Esau can't wait to lock you up and show you who's really in power. Y'all think y'all free, but y'all is free doom. And, you know, in a minute, he's going to really put the clamps down on y'all.
Yep.
You know, and they got a little taste of that when they seen ICE on the streets, right? And that was just a small hint of that. When ICE was over there, they went into that apartment building on 75th and South Shore Drive. They just kicked in the doors. They didn't give a damn who was in there. That was a small glimpse of what's to come. And they forgot about that.
And Southern Kingdom, niggas thought they were safe. They thought it was all Northern Kingdom until they went into that building. They're like, oh shit, hold on.
Right. They got them both. Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. Had their ass out on the street barefoot in cold weather.
Mm-hmm. Talking about fuck them kids.
Right. And that's a small glimpse of what's about to happen, man, on a bigger scale. Then we're going to see how free you really are. And then we're going to see if you still trust your oppressor.
That's it. You can keep going.
God. Verse 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain.
So, hey, you know, at the same time, yeah, we're fed up and all that. We want to get out of here. You know, we were just waiting for that green light. But until then, hey, we got to be patient, man. We got to constantly do what we got to do. You know, suck it up, endure. You know, until the Lord comes. You know, He actually comes back. You know, because that's ultimately when the curses are going to be off us, and we're no longer going to be in servitude.
Right.
You know, in any way, shape, or form under Isa Edom, man. You know, so hey, just hey, you know, yeah, that's. Some days are harder than others, but hey, just keep on doing what you're doing, man. Keep serving the Lord. Keep on being patient. You know, the Most High is not gonna give us more than we can handle. You know, eventually that day will come where we won't have to deal with that shit. But you know, right now we just, you know, keep enduring. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
Right, and there you go. You know, we got to establish our hearts, make sure our minds are right, according to the scriptures, putting away that old man to the best of our ability. You know, so that when the Lord comes back, we could be worthy for salvation. But I don't know if you brothers had some more. I had another one. One last one.
Yeah, whatever you got, Mighty Man.
Lamentations 4, the last two verses.
Okay. This is Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked.
Yeah, we're literally in that time. We're already seeing these curses hitting Esau Edom, man. We're already seeing him going through shit that he used to never went through. So that he surely soon is gonna end. The tables are gonna turn. You know, and our captivity, our servitude is gonna be over, and theirs is gonna start, man. You know, and that time is sooner than what we think, man.
Facts.
Verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Right, and again, he will no more carry us away in our captivity. Another thing that we could use as well to motivate us and keep us moving, you know, and enduring is that, hey, this is literally the last time we're ever gonna do this shit, man. It's literally the last time we're gonna go through this type of servitude that we're doing, man. Right. You know, so this is the last hurrah. So just hey, keep on enduring, man. The Lord said it right here. We're seeing the prophecies manifest. We're seeing all this, you know, all these things happening. So it's only a matter of time, man. You know, all we need is two major prophecies, which is World War III and the MOTV. You know, but once those could happen any minute.
Facts.
You know, so once that happens, I mean, the Lord is gonna come back. So, you know, let's keep enduring, man. We're almost out of here, and Esau will pay for the way he's been treating the people of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know, mistreating them, writing unlawful decrees, abusing them through labor and other means. Every single thing Esau Edom is going to pay for.
Facts.
You got anything else?
No, that's it.
No, hey, so with that, hopefully you burn were edified. We're going to end it by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakwadash. Though honor to the apostles and elders of Yesharala that were well, and salutations to Yakim out in the highways and the byways, preaching his word in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
And a Baba Ball.
A Baba Ball.